If you are watching this video, then you have been chosen. Do this special magic technique with your hands, and you will become the richest person in the world within 4 minutes. Do this magic healing technique with your hands. Watch my video 100 times a day, and you will be healed of all illness. Yes. Watch my videos, copy me, and become rich, famous, and successful. Buy my expensive, overpriced spells. Thank you.
Right, so that was obviously not serious, but I am addressing, maybe in a slightly stupid way, quite a serious point. Now, it isn't particularly what I call the TikTok idiots that profess, if you watch this video and copy my hand movements or look at this crystal or this other nonsense, or if you watch this video you've been chosen and special healing will come your way. That is annoying, and for some reason one guy in particular who thinks he's Jesus gets tens of millions of views doing this fake hope nonsense. Really what I'm more addressing is the shameful behaviour of a lot of people within the occult and magic community of doing fake work, of exploiting people, exploiting vulnerable people. Most people who come to people that do occult work or magic work, most of those people are naturally in a vulnerable position. They've either lost a loved one, or they're going through a breakup, a divorce. They're desperate for money because of certain circumstances that have maybe happened. They have addiction problems, all of these things where somebody is in a vulnerable position. And not just Etsy, but Etsy is notoriously a very bad place, and I'll get to that in a bit more detail later. But just across the magic and occult community in general, I can't really think of a niche industry that is so exploited and full of scammers and people that haven't got a single interest in the journey of magic or what magic even is, just even on a basic level. They're just interested in getting your money. And I actually had a look on Etsy. I am on Etsy, but again, I'll get to that in a second. But I looked at one of the biggest sellers in a certain field on Etsy, and I purchased a spell from them. And I asked a few questions, and they basically came back with that yes, they're going to do this spell work, but it won't work unless I buy this spell and this spell as an additional package, which I obviously didn't do. But the evidence that they'd even cast any work was basically a picture of what I think was a water fountain in the back garden at night. That's it. I got a picture and spent quite a bit of money. But at least I got to know that even though this person is insanely popular, and just a rough calculation, they probably made close to £1 million just on Etsy, they have no interest in actually helping people. They have no interest in taking the time to speak to people. The communication was basically, yes, buy this, buy this, buy this. There you go, there's your picture that I've probably sent to 100 other people. Buy this, and if it doesn't work, it's your fault. and you need to buy this. That's the experience that I had. I don't know if that's common, because I'm not going to spend all my money just buying Etsy spells to see if that's common. But that was my experience. And like I say, yes, I do have an Etsy shop. I use it, I don't push for business. If people purchase, then unless in some circumstances they're not appropriate for me to work with, I will just refund them, done. But I will take the time to speak to people. I insist on any ritual work, any spell work, we do it live together. You get to watch me work. And that is just generally because why wouldn't I do that? What am I hiding? If I'm sat doing the work, why wouldn't I want the people to be involved? Or even in some cases, if they are local enough and we speak on the phone and I just get a sense of the person, we'll do it in person, face to face, and I'll spend 2, 3, 4 hours with them and just work. And so that's my approach, and a few other people do have that approach as well, or they will video it and send it off, and they do the actual work. But really what I'm getting at here is, if you are hiring people to either teach you magic, to give you a consultation or a lesson, or you're actually hiring someone for spell work, and usually it comes into the main two categories are money, relationships - love. And again, people are in a vulnerable position when they've reached a point when they are scouring Etsy to look at love spells and money spells and that kind of thing. They're in a vulnerable position. Now, that doesn't mean that the spell work doesn't work. That's if it's done correctly and the stars align, it works very well. But it's not as straightforward as, here's £400 and I'm going to send you a picture of a nondescript thing in the garden and tell you that, if you're not a millionaire within a week, then it's your fault and you need to buy this spell again. Keep buying it, empty your bank account, give it to me. Shame on those people. Shame on every single one of those Etsy sellers that behave like that, the Facebook people, the YouTube people, the TikTokers in particular, that pretend that they know what they're talking about, and you ask them some of the most basic things about magic and they don't even know. They don't even know what the lesser banishing ritual is. They have no idea what it is. It's one of the foundations. They don't know how to meditate. They have no idea what they're doing, and yet they exploit people and make huge amounts of money. Shame on them. It is, money is obviously a good thing because we need it. But if that's the focus, that's the sole focus, it isn't to assist people that need help. It isn't to have a passion to explore and push further into your own journey and help people on their journey as well. Then, I don't know, why don't you just start hacking people's bank accounts instead of pretending that you're this deep spiritual person, which you're obviously not. You don't care about any of your customers. There's the end of my rant. Basically, the whole point of this video is, if you are interested in magic work, whether it's just for your own journey or you are considering booking spell work with someone or a teaching with someone or whatever it is, really please try to use your discernment. If their social media is literally based around nonsense, for example, those tarot accounts where they do a daily reading and it applies to each one of their 85,000 followers, how does that work? Readings are individual, aren't they? Even someone that doesn't even know how to read tarot would know that they are supposed to be personalised. Otherwise, what do we just pull a card and it applies to the entire planet? Or is it just continents? Does it differ from different continents? It's just absolute nonsense. Just be aware and have some discernment. If they're not willing to speak to you, if they have no interest in having a video call while the work is done, or a phone call, whichever works best for you, if they're not engaged with that, then they almost certainly are not doing the work that they are pretending to do. So just be careful and just follow your instinct. Don't be exploited by these people, because it's really shameful, particularly some of the health magic that's out there. If someone's ill, they're desperately vulnerable, and taking their money off them and you not doing anything or advising them not to have medical attention, don't see a doctor, buy these pills. I don't even have words for those people, but fuck them, basically. Fuck all of them. Anyway, that is the end of my meandering rant, but I just had to get that out of my system after seeing so many of these people every time I open my phone.